Hey community, and this is Dr. Hugh, and if you've clicked this button, you are probably have some kind of chronic illness and you are looking for answers. What the research shows is that 60%, yes, 60% of all Americans suffer with one chronic illness. Now, you've probably gone to a doctor and you've probably asked for labs, or maybe you even begged for labs, and they've said, no, it's all in your head. We don't run those labs. We don't test those things. Well, I want to let you know this, that you can get these labs. Now, why is it so important to have the proper workup? Now, when I look at labs, I look at labs as the fishing net. And the larger your fishing net, the more you can possibly catch. This is the same principle when it comes to labs. The more labs you run, the higher probability that you're going to find some weak link in your body. Now, when we talk about chronic illness, chronic illness is a very complex disease. Now, this is why I've created the ultimate diagnostic workup, cracking the code of chronic illness. So what this is I have partnered with LabCorp right here. Now, one thing you need to know about LabCorp is the biggest lab in the United States. And there's probably a lab within a 5, 10, or 15-minute drive of your house. And yes, you can get these labs. I can order these labs throughout the whole United States. So what you want to do here is, first of all, let's locate a lab that is close to you. So you're going to want to click this button right here. And this is going to take you to LabCorp. Now, LabCorp right here is the lab that we use to draw blood. And it's very, very simple. Is you're just going to type in your zip code. Now, I'm going to type in my zip code right here. And then you want to make sure that this here is on routine blood work. And then you're going to hit go right here. So let's hit go. And then this is going to take you to all the areas, all the locations that there is a LabCorp. So you can see LabCorp, and then down in here, you see the address, and then this says that this LabCorp is 11 miles from my house. And then there's another one right here. This is 22 miles from my house. There's also contact information, so you can contact them. So LabCorp is basically right around your neighborhood. You can get the labs that you actually need, that the conventional system says, no way, continue to suffer, or here's a handful of drugs that never get to the underlying cause of the problem. Now, what I want to show you right here is what labs will be drawn. So if you come down here and you click this, what labs will be drawn. At the end of the day, this is about a 12 vial blood draw. 12 vials. Now, if you go to a doctor and you've gotten 1 or 2 vials, you can see 1 to 2 versus 12. You're going to get a lot more information on why you are suffering, and no doctor, no conventional system has actually been able to detect it. So if you can click this button right here, the labs that we've taken, this is a nice PDF right here. And I'm just going to show you what this is going to include. So when you order the labs, you're going to get a printout just like this. Now, this printout is what you actually want to take to the lab. Now, before we go over how to order these labs, let me go over all the different things right here. So we're going to be checking phosphorus, uric acid, lactic acid dehydrogenase. Now, all these things, when we talk about functional approach, are very, very critical. When I read labs, I'm just not looking at what lab is way out of whack. I'm looking at where do normal, healthy human beings live, and then figuring out what's going on with your case. So these are all the labs that we're going to take. Here's a thyroid, here's an iron, hemoglobin, vitamin B12. This is an inflammatory marker right here. This is a gallbladder marker, thyroid. This is DHEA, is a hormone, testosterone hormone, thyroid hormone, insulin is another hormone. We check estrogens. Ferritin is an inflammatory marker. The comprehensive blood count, the CBC, that has an additional basically 24 markers in it right in here. So you can see that this is really, really in-depth. SED rate, this is an inflammatory marker. This is autoimmune disease. Thyroid antibodies, autoimmune disease. T3 is thyroid. Amylase, lipase, this is pancreas. Zinc, RBC, is your mineral status. Reverse T3, this is another thyroid marker. Magnesium, we're going to check the status of magnesium. Your vitamin D, C-reactive protein, is an inflammatory marker. NMR profile is a very specific cardiovascular profile that's very advanced to check for cardiovascular problems. And then down in here, we have some more protein things, antinuclear antibodies, is autoimmune disease. Lipoprotein B is another cardiovascular marker. Comprehensive metabolic panel, and we come down here, And this is another 35 markers right in here. Some more lipid panel, and then homocysteine. So you can see right here that this panel is very, very, very extensive, and it's going to find root causes of why you're not actually getting better. Now, how do we actually go about ordering this test? It's very, very simple. Here's right here. Here's the blood work too, if you want to print that out as well. And right here, this is the PDF of it. So how do you order labs? Really simple. You click this order right here, order the labs. Now, this is going to take you to this place called Evexia. Now, Evexia contracts with LabCorp, right? So Evexia contracts through LabCorp. So you're going to purchase the labs through Evexia through this link, but you're going to end up going to a LabCorp. So let's go over what this program costs. So I call it the Ultimate Diagnostic Workup, cracking the code for chronic illness, because it's the ultimate diagnostic workup. You need to have the proper biomarkers to figure out why you're suffering. Why do you have this chronic disease that's been going on for years and years and years, and no one's been able to solve it? And through 26 years of clinical experience, I found that point blank, no one gets good workups. No one gets the actual testing that they actually need to find the root cause of your problem. So what happens? So people continue to suffer and suffer and suffer. Okay, so right here, the lab is $342.99. That's what the labs cost. And then additionally, what you're going to get here is we charge another $100 for this. I'm going to do a 15-minute lab review with you, so you're going to understand what's going on with your blood work. So you're going to have some kind of idea of what's there, what's causing your problems, and going to kind of guide you on what's been found on your blood work. Now, besides that 15-minute Zoom call, I'm also going to do is I've created a course here. Oh, I've created a course. So this course also comes with it right here. And this course here is where I go over the testing. So there's 23 lessons. So the first thing here, I review my labs, so you can actually see my labs. And yes, indeed, my labs actually have problems. Through the blood work I ran in December of 2024, I actually found out that I had a kidney problem, right? So I'm taking a whole corrective action around this. I've discovered a lot of things about my health, and I've taken blood work. Usually I was taking blood work every year. With COVID, it was a couple years, and I caught this through the blood work that I've been getting. So then what I do is I go through this, and I'm going to go over, like, what's the cholesterol panel? What's in that? All right, so let me just click into that. I can kind of show you what this is. Okay, so here we have this little video. So you can see this is a 15-minute video. And I'm going to be covering all these different lab markers that we actually ran in here. This is the advanced panel that that's going to be included in there. So you're going to understand like what's actually happening. Same thing with your thyroid. I'm going to cover like all these different thyroid markers. What's TSH? What's T4? What's free T4? All these things are going to be covered in a very simplified way so you can understand what's going on with your blood work. The key is to make sure you understand so you have some kind of path on how you can get better. Okay, so you're going to click this button right here. This is going to say order. Then you're going to put next. And this is where you're going to put your first name, last name, street, city, zip code, all that stuff in here. And then you're going to hit next in here. And then when you hit next, that's where you're actually going to pay. Now, who do you actually pay? You actually pay Evexia, right, directly. And then what's going to happen is once you pay, you're going to get an account. Now, when you get the account, what you need to do is you're going to need to print this off. And you're going to need to take this to the lab. This is what you take to the lab. This is called the requisition form. You bring this piece of paper into the lab, in the LabCorp. All right, it's going to have my account on it. It's going to have your name on it, and they're going to draw the blood work. They're going to know exactly what to draw. There's going to be no guesswork involved. Now, when you go get labs, you want to be fasting 8 to 10 hours and drink lots and lots of water. Now, also, when you pay for the labs, you're also going to get an account with LabCorp. This is all going to be set up through just Evexia. So you're actually going to get the labs yourself. You're going to get an email saying that the labs are done, and you get emailed the labs. And then I also get emailed the labs. And then once I get emailed the labs, this is when I can do a review of your labs. And that's going to be, it takes about 10 business days once you get the labs done for all the labs to come in. So this is why that I put together this right here is the ultimate diagnostic workshop, is because after 26 years, people just don't get the labs that they actually need. And this gives you a starting point on how you can get well and recover. So with that being said, this is Dr. Hugh, and take care. Bye-bye.